Carl is concealed upstairs at number 13 after spending a heated night with Aadi. While Aadi is at the corner shop grabbing some beer, a confused Tracy spots her. In Abby's absence, Debbie lets herself inside to tidy up, but suddenly feels faint and collapses on the lounge floor. Carl dashes downstairs just as Abby comes back from the shop to see him caring for an unconscious Debbie. Abby immediately rings for an ambulance and calls Ronnie, while Carl sneaks back upstairs to remain hidden. Later, alone in the house, Carl pulls Abby close for a comforting embrace that quickly turns into a passionate kiss. From outside, Tracy peers through the kitchen window, smirking slyly at what she's witnessed. What plans will she make with this secret? At the hospital, Debbie reassures Ronnie and Carl that the doctors have given her a clean bill of health, and she apologizes to Carl for cutting short his trip to Wales. Carl does his best to hide the guilt on his face. Meanwhile, Tim stuns Sally by revealing that Brody had been plotting to run away with the girls. Brody then delivers the devastating news to Joni and Shanice that their mother has been handed a 4-year prison sentence. As Sally attempts to comfort the heartbroken youngsters, Tim answers a knock at the door. Standing there is the social worker accompanied by a psychologist. Just as they assure the family that they can remain together, a chilling scream echoes from the garden. What's happened now? In another part of town, Carla lays into Sarah and stresses that, because of her mistake, a string of customers are now demanding the same discount Eli received. Kit sympathizes with Sarah as Carla pressures her to secure fresh business in order to claw back the lost money. David and Lisa's feud over the bins rumbles on, and when Lisa admits she's been logging every occasion she hears David's dog barking from next door, Carla can't help but be entertained. Meanwhile, at number 7, Aadi breaks the news to Dev and Asha that the police have only given him a caution. He's also spoken to cousin Vikram and decided he'll head to India for a fresh start, leaving Asha devastated. Later, Ollie pops into the shop and finds Dee-Dee there with baby Laila in her pram. Dee-Dee discloses that Laila is her daughter and suggests they go for a drink so she can tell him everything. Panic as beloved Coronation Street resident is found collapsed in new video as an ambulance is summoned. Coronation Street's Debbie Webster faces a frightening ordeal when she suddenly collapses at number 13 and needs emergency treatment. At first, when strange symptoms appeared, Debbie believed they were connected to the menopause and decided to seek professional help. After hearing that she'd been dealing with fainting spells, severe mood changes, and growing memory lapses, the doctor diagnosed her with young-onset dementia. He explained that the blackouts were likely mini-strokes, TIAs, and cautioned that they were expected to keep happening. Shaken to her core, Debbie chose to keep her condition private, especially from her brother Kevin, who was undergoing treatment for testicular cancer, and her long-term partner Ronnie Bailey, whom she ended things with to avoid being a burden. However, after more frightening episodes, including collapsing in front of loved ones, Debbie eventually confessed the truth about her illness. As word of Debbie's dementia spread, Ronnie learned the truth and made it his mission to win her back. Though Debbie resisted at first, she eventually accepted that Ronnie genuinely wanted to stand by her side, and the pair reconciled. Their bond grew even stronger when Debbie surprised everyone by proposing during Dev Alahan and Bernie Winter's wedding celebrations. In upcoming episodes, Debbie will decide to slip into Kevin's house while he and his family are away on holiday, intending to do a bit of cleaning. What she doesn't realize, however, is that Abby has deliberately pretended to misplace her passport so she can remain at home, continuing her secret affair with Kevin's brother Carl. In fact, when Debbie steps into number 9, Carl is hiding upstairs while Abby has popped to the shop to grab some drinks. Debbie suddenly begins to struggle. Her speech becomes slurred before she eventually collapses. Hearing the commotion, Carl rushes downstairs and discovers his sister in a worrying state. Moments later, Abby returns home and is relieved that Debbie hadn't spotted Carl before her episode. She quickly ushers him out of the house before phoning for an ambulance. With Debbie's dementia storyline expected to run well into 2027, as the soap aims to highlight the realities of living with the condition, viewers know this scare won't be the end. But the question remains, what lasting effect will it have? Coronation Street confirms final exit story for popular character after 16 years. Aadi has certainly been causing chaos on the cobbles in recent weeks, but it seems that his turbulent run may finally reach a turning point when he makes a life-changing choice about his future. The drama surrounding the character intensified after actor Adam Hussein confirmed his exit from the soap back in April. Since then, Aadi's storyline has escalated rapidly, reaching a dramatic climax on the day of his father Dev Alahan's wedding to Bernie Winner. With the big day already thrown into turmoil after the bride's unexpected trip to the hospital, Aadi decided it was time to come clean. In an emotional confession, he revealed the dire financial mess he had created for Dev's treasured corner shop while left to manage it in his absence. Although his stepmother had secretly hoped to use the generous sum offered by Auntie Ronnie, originally intended to help fund the wedding, to quietly settle Aadi's debts, their plan was torn apart. Dev, furious with Ronnie after she openly insulted his bride-to-be, promptly cut ties with her, leaving the family's financial future and Aadi's fate hanging in the balance. Drowning in guilt and unable to cope with the weight of his mistakes, a heavily intoxicated Aadi lets the truth slip. In a shocking confession to Lauren Bolton, Dev, and Bernie, he admits that he was the one responsible for the spiked drink that left Lauren injured. Shaken and desperate to save his son from spiraling any further, Dev makes the tough decision that Aadi should go to India. He believes a fresh start away from Weatherfield will give him the chance to stand on his own 2 feet and finally take responsibility for his life. However, Aadi's plans for a clean break are thrown into chaos. After spending a passionate afternoon with Amy Barlow, the troubled teen finds himself arrested in connection with the LSD incident. As police bundle him into the back of a car, Dev is left standing helplessly on the street, forced to watch as his son is taken away for questioning. Later, Aadi returns to number 7 with unexpected news. He's been released with nothing more than a caution. Feeling the weight of his failures, but also a sense of determination, he informs Dev and his sister Asha that he has already been in contact with their cousin Vikram and is preparing to leave for India without delay. While Dev feels a surge of pride in his son's resilience and determination, Asha quietly struggles with the heartache of potentially losing her brother. Back at number 7, Aadi arrives with news that he has been let off with a caution. He reveals to Dev and Asha that he has already spoken to their cousin Vikram and is preparing to leave for India very soon, determined to make a fresh start. Though Dev beams with pride at Aadi's newfound resolve, Asha remains silently devastated, grappling with the thought of her brother moving so far away and leaving a hole in the family home. Coronation Street continues to air every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. on ITV1, with episodes also available to stream on ITVX for fans eager to catch up on all the drama.